Well, Joe raised a lot of good points, Debbie. When you look at why Trump is surging in the polls, it's because he's not afraid to say things that many think are borderline or even stepping over the line politically correct. But he doesn't care. He says what he thinks in his own heart is the truth. And I think that's why he's rising in the polls. So when you see what's going on at University of Missouri and you see what's happening around the country, is it that people that are, crossing this line of saying what's politically correct and they're being abused or they're being discriminated against, is that really a problem that's actually true in fact? Or is it something that's being just exaggerated to take advantage of the system? What do you think?
I think that every human being on the planet Earth has suffered at some point in time somebody mistreating them, a slight toward them, not respecting them well enough. And we have a generation of college students who think they're entitled to never be offended, to never have their feelings hurt. That's a generic statement for everyone of every background. We are coddling this younger generation to think they can never hear something that may offend them. But at Missouri, what's really troublesome is the real facts underlying it. Whether this swastika thing happened, it sounds like it didn't, but even the student body president elected by the other students is a 12% black student population, but that student population, when they elected their own president, or student body president, elected a gay black man. And so the idea that this is a repressive, horrible place, it doesn't comport with the facts. And one of the other two gentlemen mentioned a moment ago that the father of one of the protesters who started the hunger protest, his dad is an executive at Union Pacific Railway. He earns somewhere between $6 and $8 million a year. So I think that slights might happen. People get feelings hurt. But the notion this is a deeply racist place just isn't true. And it is being fed, this victim mentality, this entitlement mentality. It is being fed by the Bernie Sanders, the leftists of the world, who use it to their political advantage. They want these young people riled up and angry. They think it'll bring them Democrat votes. But while it will cause the vast majority of tax-paying, hardworking Americans to say, this has to stop.
Yeah, well, I think no doubt that there's still discrimination in this country, but there's ways to approach it and address it, and hopefully we can move forward in a positive way where we're for inclusion rather than exclusion. But it has to be based on fact. And whenever you see situations arise and you start going through the narrative and you discover that many of the main facts or the evidence that was used to push the agenda or push the point may not actually then be true, well, then that leads to problems.